So
I think it's
Tre Johnson going
guess
6.
who's $200 richer? Guess who's $200 richer, baby? That would be me.
That's what we call a sweat. Shout out BetMGM.
There you go.
Oh, John Martin. I like that pick, though. I like that pick for Washington.
Yep.
I think Tre Johnson's got – he's not a great athlete, but he can play next year. I don't know if Jeremiah Fears can play next season physically. I think, again, his upside is there. Tre Johnson's a professional scorer. That's what he is. To me, I like this pick for Washington.
I'm a Tre Johnson fan. I'm going to go with Tre Johnson as well. I love his game. And I just think he's going to be really good. And in this day and age with what teams want, I think Washington got him a really good player. So I'm going to go Tre Johnson just based off upside and translatable skill, right? Like I think he has a skill to translate. He can score that thing. He shot 40 from 3 while being the best player in the best conference on his team. So I think he'll be fine.
I think he's fitting what Washington Wizards are doing. They're starting to collect a bunch of young talent. We talked about with Alex Sarr a year ago, Bub Carrington there. They're just collecting a bunch of young talented guys that are nucleus of guys that they're trying to get this thing moving in the right direction in developing these guys. They hit the draft well last year with those guys. And adding another guy like Tre Johnson there, you get a veteran guy via trade to get CJ McCollum in there to help these guys learn how to be a pro, take some pressure off of them as well. I really like that pick and the fit for what Tre Johnson's going to.
Yeah, is Brogdon still over there? Is Brogdon? I know Chris is over there. Is Brogdon still at the Wizards too?
I think CJ McCollum. Yeah, it's CJ McCollum and it just got traded.
I mean, those are good pros. I personally know 2 or 3. Those are good pros.
Here's my question, guys. I want Henson and RC. I want you both to answer this because I feel like you have these vets, right? You got like 3 or 4 guys that are kind of on the expiring deals that are making like $40 million or whatever it is, right? And they're only going to be there for so long. And you got this really solid young core. You mentioned Bub Carrington, RC. You mentioned Alex Sarr. I don't know if you mentioned Bilal Coulibaly. You throw Tre Johnson. Like those are 4 high picks, talented guys that kind of fit together the right way. And you got these vets there to kind of show them the road. Is that what Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum are going to be doing? What is that dynamic, Henson, between those veterans and those young guys going to end up being in a situation like Washington, who is not quite ready to compete for Eastern Conference championships just yet?
Yeah, I think I've seen situations like that. This front office sits you down and say, hey, look, you see what we're doing. We need you to be a pro, help these guys out, show them the ropes, and that's what Chris is going to do. Chris, who I know personally, he wants to continue his career. He wants to win. So part of that is being a good vet, showing them the ropes, and then playing well, and then he'll be able to get out of there. Hey, he showed you guys how to be pros and going through the day. And I think for a young team, especially when I came in as a young guy, like I had like Zaza Pachulia, who was like, he has no idea the influence he had on me throughout my career. Like Zaza was like 33, 34 years old, staying after practice, working out for an hour after practice, the oldest guy on the team. Hey, you can't do that. Hey, Rook, don't wear that. Dress this way. So that matters, man. And that kind of propelled me to my next deal. Had I not learned so much from him, and to this day, I thank him. I don't think I would have got to that next deal because I wouldn't have had the professionalism and the tools to navigate. Sissy, we were the worst team in the NBA for a couple of years. So that stuff really matters. And so Tre Johnson's in a good spot with those vets. Chris, who I know, I think Malcolm's there as well. CJ's obviously one of the best in the league. So, so those guys, I mean, top tier. So I like what Washington's doing.
And we got the Keyshawn George there as well. I mean, you got the vet guys. Michael Brogdon is class act. You mentioned the other guys. I think for those veteran guys, it's going to be help bring these young guys up, as he said. And for some of these guys that's finishing out their career, if your leadership is the right way, teams tend to reward guys like that with another year or 2-year contract to help further grow these guys. I think the Wizards are doing a really good job of just collecting right guys and bringing in the right vet guys to help these guys. They know they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and if they are, it's going to be led by that group of like Alex Sarr and last year's draft class and with the incoming guys.
RC, you're our resident DC guy. You're from Maryland. Are the Wizards back? Are they back?
No,
are we back
not
yet?
yet. No, we're not back yet. But
We're so far from back.
We're so far from back. Well, first of all, Jeff, let me say this. Back to what? We ain't never been nowhere. Let's be clear. Like we're going we're starting to go somewhere. We're like back to what? West Unseld? No, we're not back to West Unseld. We're starting to crank this thing up and go somewhere. Let's start with that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think he's a good piece. I don't think he's a star, but again, other than Cooper Flagg in this draft, who are we pegging to be a number one guy? I mean, Dylan Harper went number 2, and certainly if he stays in San Antonio, he's not going to be a number one guy. You're looking at this point in this draft for guys who can be long-term starters and help you. And you're going to need more in Washington, and you're going to have all this cap space. The question is, can you lure free agents, or are you going to have to overpay for guys like they've done and make kind of poor decisions with the Kyle Kuzmas of the world, and obviously Jordan Poole and some of these guys. So we'll see what happens. But I like Tre Johnson.
Have you sent the Venmo request to John Martin yet?
Yeah, I already texted him. I said, "You have my Venmo, John. You have my Venmo." So I'm expecting I'm expecting to be able to buy a few more mango carts because of one John Martin.
Can you do this for me? Please do this. As soon as you get that money, right, go out and buy $200 worth of mango carts and take a picture of it.
I'm gonna load up my new fridge. Load them up. The fridge will just be full of mango carts. Nothing else. Just mango carts.
How many mango carts do you think you can get for $200? I'd say 120. I bet you can get 10, 12 packs for $200.
My fridge isn't that big. All right, this house is small.
Yeah, well, there you go.